Oh hey YouTube, I've decided to spiff up my, jazz up my openings a little bit, so I've sent a communique out to YouTube Central on how to do a good opening. And as soon as I've got that going on, then I'll be good to go. Product placement and jazzing it up. Good idea. I like Franklin Armory because they are pushing the edge of the envelope, and they're doing it legally. Case in point, Reformation. Reformation is a line of weapons, not rifles, because they are not rifled. You have 6 grooves going down the length of the barrel. I'll try to get a shot of that for you. And this is perfectly legal, even with the vertical foregrip. All by design. It does have a few features that are unique to Reformation. Like, even at a very close range with this, you're going to get a keyhole instead of the pinpoint hole that you would normally have in a paper target. And on a steel target, it's going to be, it's going to be sort of dangerous. So, lots of questions about this. So the first question for a lot of people would be, is it viable? And I would say yes. But just to help you out a little bit with this, I just spoke with Jay Jacobson at the NRA annual meeting, and this is what he had to say about it. All right, here I am at the NRA annual meeting in Indianapolis, Indiana, 2019. Standing here with Jay Jacobson, the CEO of Franklin Armory. I have just gotten done reviewing and shooting for the first time, which you haven't seen the video yet, but I thought this would be a nice part to add to the video because I have shot Reformation and the PDWC-11. Now, I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of different opinions of the Reformation.
Certainly.
They're not, some of them are not complimentary. For me, I find this to be a thoroughly effective short-range weapon. As far as, the fact that it shoots and sort of keyholes when it's hitting a target or something like that. I kind of find that as a plus simply because of what it's going to do in a gunfight, right?
Certainly.
But now what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you agree with that? Do you think?
So I think with Reformation, you've got a lot of opportunities that you don't have with, for example, an SBR. You got to go around with your paperwork. You can't cross state lines, which with our product you can. And with the shorter version, the 7.5-inch barrel version, we also have a forward vertical grip, adds to stability. You get to use whatever stock that you want. That if you were using a brace pistol, now Alex makes some beautiful braces over there at SB Tactical.
Right.
But this is a little more comfortable, a little more effective than using a brace. But we sell brace pistols too. They're a great product. And then you have other states like New Jersey that we're now entering where you just simply can't get an SBR. And so the effectiveness at 50 to 100 yards is going to be the same whether you're using a Reformation firearm or you're using a rifled barrel. Basically, you'll end up with similar damage. The fact that it's that with standard ammo it tumbles at that distance, as long as it's still getting the accuracy there, which is less than 3.5 inches at 100 yards. Which
but that's the thing about the weapon. This is not a rifle because it doesn't have rifling.
Exactly.
It has grooves.
Yep.
And you guys are going to do something a la ammunition.
Yes.
To sort of stabilize that, right?
And I've personally tested that ammo and I've got sub-MOA results. It's still not ready to come to market yet. We want to do some refinements in the process to make a better product. And because we know when we release it, it's got to be perfect. Otherwise, there'll be a backlash. And in fact, the only reason we released Reformation without the ammunition is because we had so many customers that were asking. So many customers that were asking for it. And so here it is.
Okay. I find that to be, and like he was saying, if you travel with it, like if you have a true SBR, and you've done the paperwork and everything else, what do you have to if you want to go from South Carolina to North Carolina with it?
You got to get a Mother May I permit from the federal government. Fifth form, what is it? I don't want to quote the form because I could be wrong.
But you got to have paperwork.
Yes, sir.
Do you have to do that every time you go out of state with it?
Correct.
So with Reformation, which is a 7.5-inch barrel, and an effective weapon at 100 yards, you don't have to have any of that.
Correct.
You can just throw it in the back. Now, is law enforcement aware of this kind of thing? If they see this, are they going to go, oh, well, I mean.
A couple of years ago when we launched it at SHOT Show, I, through my sources, found out within a couple of days that ATF had put a bulletin out to their agents noting that if they're going to try a case, they better look down the muzzle, make sure that, or look down the breech or what have you, to make sure that that it actually has rifling before they try to prosecute. Beyond that, I've met with number 3 at ATF, and he has told me that, and Marvin Richardson is his name, great guy, great personality, by the way, and he has told me that everybody at ATF, from the director on down, knows about this product.
So, and that's the other thing, every time something does come to product with you, you've dotted the I of making sure it's going to be what you want it to be when it gets out there, and you've crossed the T of making sure the ATF is aware of it and blesses off on it.
Yes, most definitely. Even Providence, before we went to SHOT Show this year, I notified ATF that they'll be getting a sample shortly for their review. Not that I'm worried about it by any means, but
that's sort of probably making this, does that even apply to them? I mean, it's a firearm, but I mean, because of the action and everything, it's not, there's no descriptor for that in any of the laws that exist today.
It's just called a courtesy. It's the kind of thing you do if you want to stay in good graces. And the last thing you ever want, this is kind of public safety message here, but the last thing you ever want from ATF, state police, or even your local police is to have them think you're doing something hinky in your warehouse or your garage or anything else. Be forthright about it, make sure that they don't have any, questions about it, and life is good.
Now, we're not holding up the PDWC-11 because there is no controversy about that gun. That gun's shot superbly. The binary, and you'll see, this is going to be part of video and everything, but the binary trigger, exactly at, it's actually a little more than I think that it's made out to be. It's like it fires on the pull and on the release, which is the descriptor of it, right? It's in the wording on the ad, but it's a different thing when you're actually shooting it. That's sort of a, that adds things to it. So like if you have a Reformation with a binary trigger.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like this one. So thank you for helping me clear this up.
My pleasure.
FranklinArmory.com. Check them out. Check out the 3 things they bring. Pushing the edge of the envelope with the good graces of everybody in law enforcement. The binary trigger system, Reformation, and now one that they can't quite put a definition to, Providence. Check them out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bill.
Then, of course, it's here, so why wouldn't I take it to the range and try that out? So my short answer is this a viable weapon? Yes, it is. It may be a little limited in scope, but for people that are looking for a short-barreled option, this is a weapon that even with an SBR, if you take this from, I live in South Carolina, if I wanted to cross the border into Georgia with this, I have to do all kinds of paperwork. I don't know what the form is, but Jay spoke of that. With an AR-15 pistol variant, I can't do that. And in a close range encounter, 100 meters or less, this is going to be very effective. 4-inch MOA at 100 meters or 100 yards, I can't remember which one it is. Very respectable at close range. So this is a shortcut. It's a legal shortcut to getting that short-barreled option, and it's at FranklinArmory.com. FranklinArmory.com, and check them out there. And if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Maybe hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. I'm out of here.